Hi everyone, just going to go through basic duck calling 101. First and foremost, when you're duck calling, one thing you should keep in mind always is never puff up your cheeks. That takes the call and throws it right off. So what you do is you use your diaphragm, and for practice purposes I just go sounds funny, makes people stare at you funny, so do this when improv your own home. One thing I do for practice is to use the back of my call. So when I'm doing any calling whatsoever, when I practice, I go to the back of my call. And so the words that most people use are quit. I like quid, which is like quit, but the D sounds much easier to cut off. And when I'm doing a loud hail call, it'll be more of a I'll be using the word 10 more because it gets the notes out better. But basically, when I'm practicing, I go quid, 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 quid. And so when I turn the duck call around and I practice it for a bit, you get a basic quack. Now this is a timbre call, so if any of you read that article I posted, a timbre call, this is a extra loud timbre call to be exact. Basically what happens, it doesn't sound as much like a duck as you would think. It's more for grabbing the attention of ducks far away, and once you get their attention, that's when you switch up to a more duckier sounding call. But if you don't have a separate call for that is more of a finesse call, I suggest you stay with a double reed call. It's more rounded, easier to blow, and it makes you a lot better duck caller in the long run if you start off with a double reed. So for that, I'm going to go with a double reed, but I'm going to use a Louisiana style. Just for your note, this is a Primos call, and it's a Louisiana style call, and it's a double reed. So basically, for a basic quack, it's just quid, one quick quid, and that's it. It's your simple quack. You got down quid. Notice that my cheeks never puff up, my jaw doesn't move, it's just quick breath. My tongue is going to cut it off, so I get my quick call in. And then after you get the initial quack down, you want to do it in a series of threes, like a lonesome hen. Lonesome hen call is what I use mostly when the ducks are in close, and I want them to come even closer. So it's a series of 3 quacks, but not strung together really fast. If you string them together really fast, you're going to alarm the ducks that are there. They know that 3 fast quacks means there's danger. Let's get out of here. So so I pause in between. So keep them separated by a pause. So it. You can say the word in your head, quid, after each call, so that you get that pause. Okay, and then you want to go with your series of hail calls. A hail call is basically a series of notes from 5 to 7 to 9. So and your first quack is always elongated. So it's like you can go higher or louder, but just for this purposes, we're just going to try to elongate the first quack to make it sound a little bit louder and to get the attention of the ducks. So we're just going to do it. Just basic 101. You might notice that my hand moves a bit. You don't need to. Basically, all I'm doing is just directing the sound different. Because when you hold a duck call, first hold a duck call, you want to make sure that your hand it fits into your hand like this. It goes right by your thumb. Your hand comes over and tenses the call. So I don't know if you can see that properly, but my hand is like this. And to do that, what happens is when you're blowing into the barrel end of the call, the sound is vibrated off the reeds, sent down through the stopper, and hits your hand, and then it's sent outwards. So you're acting like a funnel for that sound to go out. So when you're just starting out, or if you are having trouble with calling, just practice the hoo, hoo. Get that air up from your diaphragm and out the call. It may sound like crap first. Mine does. It did when I started. It might not be that impressive now, but it's still, that's the basic gist. Practice, practice, practice. And so feed chuckle is what everybody wants to know how to do. And to be quite honest, feed chuckle is one of the least calls that I use unless I'm getting the ducks. You got a bunch of weary ducks and you want them to come in, and none of the rest of your calls are working very well. So you want to make sure that they're coming in. Feed chuckle is what I use. So a feed chuckle basically is going tick tick tock, tick 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 tock, tick 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 tock. Once you get that tick tock, tick 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 tock, tick 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 tick, you can roll it together. And there's two types of feed calls. There's one that goes tick 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 tock tock tock, tick 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 tock tock tock, and then you got a rolling duck call, which is tick 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 tock 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 tick 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 tick, and it sounds like this. Feed chuckle, like I said before, it's a difficult call to master, and I'm still working on it. I haven't mastered it yet, but it's a call that it's effective when ducks are kind of skittish and you want them to come in. You can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can also make it so that it's softer and louder. To get a call to go soft or loud depends on how much air you give it. So if you want to quiet it down, you want to go real low, it's, and then you want to go louder, you're just forcing more air through it. The principal things when you learn about duck calling is your tongue is very important, because that's what cuts off the sound. It also is what allows you to change notes. So when you're going really fast, it's tick 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 tick. Every time you hit that last note, your tongue is cutting off that air. So you want that air cut off. So basically, that's what it sounds like. Your hail call is no different than your simple quacks. Once you mastered your simple quacks, you'll get your hail calls in. Because your hail call is just an elongated quack followed by a series of other quacks. So most of the calls that you see online are not calls as in physical call, but pitches like a call, like lonesome hen or other things like that. Most of those are geared towards competition callers, and so most of the calls that you'll use as a hunter will vary greatly between that and a competition caller. You'll use hail calls and comeback calls and your lonesome hen. That's a series of basic 3 quacks. Feed chuckle, every now and then you'll throw it into the mix, but you don't always have to. It's something that you'll find with how the ducks respond. And key to calling is call when they're away from you. When you see their wingtips, you see the butt, that's when you want to call. When they're coming right at you or looking right at you, you want to shut up. That's the basic thing that I can tell you that will increase your chances with birds, is that if they can locate you within your blind, they'll do it. And they'll do it by knowing the sound, where the sound is.